100 subscribers. Welcome, Retro Chaser! So over the weekend we decided to watch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie. And got the movie and got a notebook. Listen, I was really excited to watch this movie. And we popped it in, and I knew it was gonna be cheesy. I knew it was gonna be corny. But let me rewind. Let me go back to the mid '90s when Power Rangers was first announced, and I think I was like 9 or 10. So I remember that I think it was Saturday morning, 8 o'clock. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it came on Fox, and oh my gosh, dude, it was so good. It was all about the Red Ranger. Because my name's Jason, so Jason the Red Ranger, and watching the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, I guess it's Tyrannosaurus Rex. I had to say it like he says it, so I can make sure I'm saying it right. Just following that all the way through to Zeo was cool. But I remember going to Blockbuster Video, renting Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and loving it. I loved the whole sequence. I loved the the White Ranger when he went from Tigerzord to the Falcon. That was pretty cool. What I did this past weekend, or for the past few weeks, is I watched season 1. I made sure my daughter and I watched the introduction of the Green Ranger, Tommy. So that was established. Then the introduction of the White Ranger, Tommy. So that was established. And then the transfer from Jason, Trini, Zach to Aisha, someone else, and someone else. We made sure we watched all those sequences so that we can watch the movie. And the movie, wow, what can I say? I did this because I want to see movies again with adult eyes. Movies that I'm used to seeing as a kid and being wowed, and then see it again and just go, wow, that just did not age well. And this is one of those movies that just did not age well at all. Let's break it down. The whole entire movie is basically one long episode. That's all it was. It was, you had the introduction of them skydiving. Bulk and Skull's there for some reason. And then rollerblading. It was just an opening sequence. It was corny, it was cheesy. Rollerblading was in at that time. I remember wanting rollerblades so badly then, because the Mighty Ducks was out, and I guess they were trying to do like a Mighty Ducks sequence. I don't know. You just had all the classic quirks of like Bulk and Skull, so nothing new there. You were just used to seeing Bulk and Skull being silly, being dumb. Them looking out of the airplane and not having the parachutes on, like corny stuff. Bulk and Skull come down, and then they find the construction into a construction zone. The construction workers find a sewer lid of some kind. They lift it up, and there's this giant egg. Now I'll tell you, the cool part about this is it did remind me a lot of Ghostbusters. The lightning coming out, the purple, it had and then when they did open it up, or when Rita and Zed and Goldar and that pig thing came out, they opened it up, and the goo, that it reminded me so much of Ghostbusters too. Let's talk about Zordon's face. It's not the Zordon that you're used to from the show. I didn't look it up, I didn't check it on IMDb, but let me know if it's the same guy. Total makeover. His face is much clearer. The face was absolutely different. I don't know, different guy. I don't know. They just tried to freshen up. I don't know. It just looked a certain way. Ivan Ooze coming out despite being away for 2,000 years, he's witty. He knew 20th century jokes very well. It was very a la Mask, a la Jim Carrey esque, and you know, it was okay for that time. I mean, it was funny. But it's funny because he's away for 2,000 years and he comes in and, honey, I'm home. The suits. I don't care what anybody says. The suits were cool, okay? You had them coming from spandex on the show to having like these leather biker suits. They were cool, man. Like even now, watching it again, I know watching it then I thought it was awesome, but watching it now I was like, wow, like they paid attention to the detail. If you go to Hollywood Disney, you can actually see the Pink Ranger in one of the stores. The Pink Ranger suit is there, so you can kind of check that out. If you ever go to Hollywood Studio, check it out. You'll definitely see it. Like a few of the suits had some upgrades. So like the Yellow Ranger had lights coming out of the eyes of the helmet, and then Jason had like this you know, see-through vision. You know, what's weird is why can't all of them have that, right? You know, they all have to each have their own power. But I mean, that was cool. So like I wish we would have seen that more in the episodes, and if they are in the episodes, let me know. Zordon dying, no one dying is funny, but it was kind of funny. So, you know, Ooze comes in and destroys the command center. Everything is broken, and then all of a sudden, Zordon is in this. Let's talk about the sack that he's in. What is that? Okay, I get it. He was in a time warp, but if you remember, the Green Ranger comes in from. I forget which episode, but he comes in and he destroys everything, and he destroys it to the point where Zordon can't be communicated with. It's not that he's there, but there's a frequency disturbance. So later on, Alpha and him figure out, oh, I'm on frequency, whatever. He pins it in, and then Zordon's back. But now in this movie, Zordon was there the whole time, and because he's out of the time force bubble, he's dying. I don't know, a little far-fetched. But the sack that he's in, man, it was just weird. Like watching him in that cocoon thing. I don't want to say what it looked like. You go for it. The Ooze. Oh, the Ooze reminded me so much of Gak. I definitely want to do an episode of just opening old style Gak. I wonder if it's even good, or maybe making Gak. So, you know, leave a comment if you wanna see me make Gak, or find a recipe or something. Okay, so now the Rangers are basically, they go to another dimension, which is hilarious because they had to fly light speed to another dimension, but then the birds that Ooze sent, they were able to fly to the dimension. I don't know. So they go through this test. They fight a Xena warrior princess girl that reminded me a lot of the new Rita Repulsa, with the staff and the green. That I wonder if, you know, the new Power Ranger movie got a little inspiration from that. Basically helps them find their spirit animals, which was cool because they all look like they had like this Three Ninjas-esque. If you ever seen Three Ninjas the movie, it reminded me a lot of that. They all had their colors. I can only imagine, being the White Ranger, how careful you had to fight to make sure that white suit remained intact. I laughed when what's his name? Let's see. So Adam. All right, Adam's the Black Ranger. I laughed when Adam, you know, she goes in and she's like, oh, you're the bear, you're the wolf and cunning and blah blah. And Adam, why are you so sad? Why are you so glum? Blah blah blah, right? And is it because you're the frog? And her response was, yeah, like the princess kisses or something like that. And I'm like, you could have said anything else, but you went with that. Poor Adam. Alright, so the skeleton scene, like, you know, they made jokes with the Jurassic Park stuff, and I totally forgot about this. And one of the dinosaur skeletons get up and they fight. That was cool. And then, I mean, it was kind of dumb when he just pulled out, you know, the neck bone and it falls apart. But I wish that whole land had its own backstory. Stone Guardian part, cool. All those fighting scenes, everything reminded me so much of Ninja Turtles. I want to say more part 2, where Jim Henson kind of really took control of all the puppetry there. Everything reminded me so much of that style. It was cool. But again, Tommy's doing all this, but his ninja suit is staying clean as a whistle. Lo and behold, they pass the test and they turn into Power Rangers. Pretty cool. They fly out and then automatically they're in the center of the chaos. Two of Ivan Ooze's Zords that the parents were digging up, and the Zords come up and you know, you have a Scorpion and then you have like this Ant-Man thing, and the Rangers look around and say, all right, so let's call upon the new Megazords. No training, no introduction to them. Let's just call upon the new Megazords. Yep. Let's talk about the graphics. For then, I think I don't remember if I was impressed with them then, but man, now like go and watch it. They did this glossy gold and silver metallic finish thing on them, and it just didn't work. So when they all came together as a Megazord, it just looked sloppy. Like if you look at the old school Japanese footage of the Megazords, like obviously as a man in a suit, but they were defined. Like you saw every part. You saw the Megazord had a face. You could tell like they just wanted to go in a different direction and say, let's do computer generated Megazords. But it wasn't the time for it yet, or either the budget wasn't there, or it just like we weren't ready for that. But they went in. I mean, they went in. And then what's hilarious is when they finally become a Megazord, Ivan Ooze jumps in, and like Kimberly basically says what we're all thinking in regards to the looks, like that, like this guy needs a plastic surgeon or a plastic surgery reference. Oh man, you want to talk about nightmare inducing? Like Ivan Ooze's face is on this thing and it just looked terrible. It looked horrible. And they're fighting, and then it's funny when they call Tommy, you know, Tommy's going and saving the kids on the train, which is hilarious because the kids are coming to save the parents, and it takes them, like, realistically it would be hours, but for some reason it's just, you gotta see the movie. I'm not gonna explain this whole thing. So they call Tommy, and it's funny because now the Falcon comes in, and all the Falcon does is just attaches to the back. That's it. Lazy. They were a little lazy. Automatically they fly. Let's take it out into space. You know, up. That's, you know, up. Just it just happens that there's a comet flying around. Let's put Ivan Ooze in front of it. Okay. I kid you not. This is the last part. This is the kicker. I mean, if I didn't spoil this movie enough for you, this is total spoiler alert. No joke. They press a red button that, first of all, has glass in front of it. The brake in case of emergency breaks that. The Megazord had a button to kick Ivan Ooze in the nuts, and when the Megazord kicks him, apparently his robot had sensory nerves down there that would allow him to get kicked into the comet. Old school Power Rangers, y'all. It ends fine. It ends like any classic, any regular Power Rangers show. You know, high five with the kid. I've got the power. I mean, I think that's a great song. I like that they went with Kanye West's song for this new one. I think that's way more suitable. But it was nice to hear "I've Got the Power" at the end of this movie. Overall, this movie is terrible. It's terrible. I expected it to be better than it was. It's terrible, but I love it. I love it. Don't know how to explain it. I love it. It's available on VHS and DVD. No Blu-ray. Go figure. Yeah. So if you like this movie, leave me a comment below. Tell me why you like this movie. So how about you? Are you watching the new Power Rangers? I'm excited about it. It comes out next month. If you're gonna watch it, leave a comment below. And if you like this review, if you want to hear or see me do more reviews like this, let me know. If you're a subscriber, I just want to thank you. 100 subscriptions, I don't take that for granted. So I want to really thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're why I do this. I love doing this. This is really good stuff. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button, and stay so you can get notifications every week when I upload.